Okay, we are good to go. Yay! All right, so sorry I've got this strange halo over my head, but we're just going to go with it. My new filter, I wish I could kind of be filtered always. It would be good. But so I want to talk briefly. Our 7-day challenge just ended. It was awesome. We had about 180 people in it. We have gotten tons and tons of customers out of it, and probably about 15 new ambassadors that I know of on the team, and I know that more will come pouring in because even I've had some people say, oh, next week get with me, or you know, whatever. So just don't think that just because somebody didn't join during the free shipping doesn't mean that they won't join. Also, if you have people who have been radio silent the whole week, remember that they very well just might not have tried it. So we are going to do a second 7-day challenge on April 3rd, I think is the Monday that we're going to start it. And so what I would do is keep reaching out to those people and maybe even say, hey, you know, I'm curious if you were even able to start the challenge, or maybe you got caught up and something happened, whatever. I wanted to let you know we have another one coming. Maybe don't give them the date, like don't give them all the information so that they have to answer you in order to get that information. But I had a girl say to me today, you know, I haven't been replying to you because I got through 2 days of it and my mom went in the hospital and things just got crazy and I stopped doing it. And it just kind of triggered in my mind, you know what, that might be why, you know, more than one person has not answered me because they just didn't do it. So it might be the same for you. So I'm going to give more information about that and the link and everything probably tomorrow or Wednesday, but just know that's coming up. And so you can re-invite people. Anybody who said they were going to join this one that didn't, you can invite them. I will definitely be doing that because I had a bunch of those. And then we'll be reaching out to all new people again because it was super successful. So I hope you guys saw some success from it. I know a lot of people really did. So that is awesome. So I hope that you have a piece of paper in front of you. If you don't have a piece of paper in front of you, go grab a piece of paper real fast, please, because I want you to write some stuff down for me, for you tonight. So just any kind of a blank sheet of paper. I will wait for a moment. I can't see all of you, but I will give you like 30 seconds to go find a sheet of paper, and then we will get started. We are talking about strength-based building of our businesses, building based on our strengths tonight. So grab that piece of paper and then come back. And in the meantime, I don't think I muted y'all, so I'm going to mute you. Okay. Perfect. All right. If you have your piece of paper, which you should have, I want you to write down in the next minute. I'm even going to time it. You have 1 minute. I want you to write down all of your weaknesses. Everything that you can think of that is a weakness for you in your business, in life, in general, just everything that you can think of that's just, oh, I don't do this well and I don't do this well and this is a struggle and whatever they are. Take 45 seconds and write all of those down for me. So you can start. And we're not going to share them, so don't, I'm not going to call on you to share your weaknesses, so don't worry about that, but just start writing them down. All right, that was 45 seconds of just writing down your weaknesses. How many of you had no problem? By a show of hands, I'm actually looking at all of you now. How many of you had absolutely no problem, could just keep writing, just write and write and write? Yeah, that's a problem. So we're going to talk about that tonight. So that's really what John Maxwell does a really great job talking about strength-based management, strength-based leadership, and just living a strength-based life. There are lots and lots of books that you can read about this that really just go into great detail about how great we are at thinking of our weaknesses immediately. Man, you can come down with a list of weaknesses that goes on a mile long, and you can worry about those and you can stress about those, and they can consume you, and they can be all the reasons that you can't do something. You can't be successful in this business. You can't talk to people. You can't, do multitasking. You can't because of all these weaknesses. And a lot of people, that's all they focus on. They are constantly saying, I can't do this, I can't do that. And that's, just excuses. And it just wears you down and it just drains you. There's nothing positive about it, really, is the main problem. There's nothing positive about looking at your weaknesses. John Maxwell talks about the fact that we have all different strengths and weaknesses. And say you have a strength, we're going to number everything from a 1 to a 10. So if you look at a strength that you have and you say, I'm pretty darn strong in public speaking. This would not be true for me, but I'm just saying. I'm going to say out of a 1 through 10, I'm an 8 in public speaking. That's really great. Now, getting on the phone with somebody one-on-one and having a conversation with them, I feel like I'm a 3. So you look at those two things in your life, and the natural thing to do is to say, okay, well, I'm great at public speaking, so I'm just going to check that one off. We're good there. But man, this talking on the phone thing, I stink at that. So that's where I'm going to start to focus a lot of my attention. I'm a 3 in speaking on the phone, so I'm just going to pour my attention into learning how to do that better. And for many of us, that's how we were raised. We were raised to make our weaknesses better. We were raised to just be happy with our strengths. And yet, a weakness of a 3 in talking to people on the phone, you're not going to be able to make that a 10. You're not even probably going to be able to make that an 8. You're never actually going to be really great and excel at that if you're really not strong in it. It doesn't mean we never do it. It doesn't mean we don't spend any time looking at it and getting better. But if we have a 3 in something, and at our best days after years and years and years of training, we'll be great, we'll be lucky to be a 6 at it. We've gone up 3 points in the 1 to 10 scale. We could see that as success. But what if we instead focus on that strength, that public speaking, and we say, okay, I'm an 8 at that. Now let's see where I can bring that. Can I make that a 9? Can I make that a 10? I mean, you're going from somebody who maybe is a great public speaker at their, local PTO meeting to somebody who's a John Maxwell public speaking before thousands of people, or, any other public speaker that really knows what they're doing. They are 10s in that. And so his whole philosophy behind this is that instead of focusing on our weaknesses, which we naturally do, we should instead focus on our strengths. And we want to get better at what we are good at, because going from a 7 or an 8 at something and becoming a 10 at it will actually do you much more service and grow you as a person much more than being a 3 at somebody and becoming a 6. Because a 3 to a 6, you're still not really that great at it. Sorry, but you're not. But a 7 to a 10 or an 8 to a 10, man, that's where some success can come. So take a minute and write down all the things that you are really good at, that you're good at. You don't even have to be really good at it. All of your strengths. It can be in your personality. It can be in your leadership style. It can be in your, who you are at the core values, whatever. Take a minute and write down for me all the things you're really good at. All right. Was that list harder or was it easy too? I got some no's, some so-sos. It's hard sometimes to think of the things that we're really good at. And I think it's hard to acknowledge sometimes, oh, I'm actually good at, a lot of things. I think we worry so much about what we're bad at and what we aren't good at. And we talk so much to ourselves about that, that sometimes it really can be a struggle for some people to go, well, what am I good at? Like, where do I succeed? Now, if it wasn't hard and you have a full list of things that you're good at, and a full list of ththings that you're not good at, that's really good. That's where we want to be. We want to be at a place where we can really self-identify. Here are, some of my strengths and here are my weaknesses, and really know what they are. There are a lot of great books you can read to learn more about yourself. There's a lot of online quizzes you can take, and I don't mean like the random, click here and answer 5 questions on Facebook spammy stuff. I mean like real Myers-Briggs, real personality type tests that can really help you to see where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are. But if you know that, then that's a great starting point. When I was first an accountant, I am an accountant by trade, in case you did not know that. When I started in accounting, you kind of start with an open slate, and you can do so many different things in accounting. Accounting is a huge world. You can be stuck doing taxes, you can do audits, you can do all kinds of stuff. And I was stuck just doing someone's books for a railroad, no less. It was horrible. It was so horrible. And so I would literally sit and do debits and credits all day for this railroad. And it was the most miserable experience of my life. I actually only made it in that job for 5 months, and it never went on my resume. It was kind of like it never happened because it was so terrible and I was so miserable. And so you're looking at a group of knowledge and whatever, I had learned how to be a CPA, and I was learning how to do this job, but this job matched so poorly with my strengths and really just fed on all my weaknesses. And it was miserable. It was terrible. And I was actually really blessed and able to go get a different job and kind of pretend that never happened, where I was training people in accounting. And so I was learning how to use these computer systems, and then I was the one who would actually write the training manuals and then go present the training manuals to all the new accountants and the IT accounting gurus and whatever. And I found that really met my strengths much better. Both of them are accounting. Both of them are using numbers. Both of them are using the degree that I had, but one was really playing on my weaknesses and one really played up my strengths. And so I've kind of always in life tried to find careers and find jobs where I can play up my strengths instead of my weaknesses. Now, we're really blessed in this business because we are our own bosses. We can decide what we do and what we don't do. There are some things that we have to achieve every day in order to be successful, but how we accomplish them is kind of up to us. And so it's really important that you know your strengths, and even that you know how your strengths tie in with your business in order to be successful. So last list I want you to make. I want you to make a list of things that you feel you need to do every day in order to grow your business. So what is your daily activity? What are the things that, maybe it's a weekly activity, some things you might say, well, I only follow up on Friday. Well, add that to the list. And not only that, think, how do I do these things? But just make a list of the different things that you do, the activities that you do in order to be successful at this business. All right. So the goal tonight is to learn how to make that list of activities happen every day using our strengths. We have to be able to focus on getting our activity completed while using the stronger parts of our personality, the stronger parts of our education, the stronger parts of who we are, and downplaying the weaker parts. So for example, if you want to reach out to new people every day and you are absolutely terrified and terrible at getting on the phone, hello, me, this phone thing is clearly an issue. Have you noticed the pattern tonight? If you can't get on a phone and make a phone call without getting all tongue-tied and being a hot mess, and someone tells you you need to reach out to a few people, 3 people, 5 people a day, then clearly it behooves me as someone who hates the phone and is terrible at it to find a different way to do it. So isn't it great that we have so many options of how we reach out to people? So the point would be, okay, I need to reach out to people every single day. Now I need to use my strengths. My strengths are perhaps in making a really short message or a really short voice message. It kind of depends on my mood that day or whatever. But my husband used to say to me, Matt used to say to me all the time, well, you just need to pick up the phone and start calling people. No, dear, that's your strength. You get, excited and happy to do that. I, on the other hand, feel like my hands are sweating and my head is racing and my eyes are going to roll back in my head because it terrifies me and it's awful. It would be a horrible job for me to have to do that every single day, where he loves talking on the phone to people. I would never do it. And so, you've got to look at, I've said to people before, my husband included, we're just going to throw him under the bus tonight. Matt can't spell to save his life. God bless him. I mean, seriously, the man can't spell. And so I've said to him before, like, clearly you need somebody to edit for you. Like, do not send this to people higher up without having somebody edit it, because you can't spell for anything. And sometimes even the there, and there, and all that, like, oh, dear Lord, make it stop. But he knows that, and he knows that that is a problem. And so because of that, he is great at finding other ways to do things. So he's going to get on the phone before he's going to send an email. He's compensating for that and finding ways to be super successful in his business without doing things that he's really not good at and that he really hates. So, you have to look at things like that. You have to make sure that you're focusing on the right things. So really, after we get off this call, I want you to look at that list of the different activities that you need to do, and how are you doing them based on that list of strengths, and where are you doing things that you're totally trying to do them and they're just feeding right into that weakness, and how can that be switched? It's really something where you need to sit down for a few minutes on your own after this call and say, okay, these are the 10 things I want to accomplish every day. Now, am I really using my strengths to do this? Are you very relational, and it's so easy for you to make friends when you're out at a party? That might be a huge strength for you. Again, my husband, fantastic at that. He can go into a room and just start talking to people. That is a strength for him in building a business like this. We have people on this call, we have people on this team who they thrive on that. Like, that is who they are. And they need to be out in social settings, and they need to be out, engaging with people and friending new people because they're building those relationships. And then there's people like me, who I actually was at an adoption event tonight, and the only reason I went was because I knew one person and she promised that she would sit with me. And, I met one new person and I made friends with her, and that's all I can accomplish. And I made one friend and I didn't talk to anybody else in the room because I just can't do it. And so that's not a place where I'm building strong relationships. That's not a strength of mine. But I know that I need to accomplish a list of things during the day, and I'm not going to feed off of my weaknesses and try to pretend that I'm going to go into this room and make lots of friends as my new contacts today, because I know that's not me. So that's important. Some things that you have to consider when building your business off of your strengths. Building your business off of your strengths will make you happier. We live a happier life when we're doing things that are strength-based. We are more energized by what we're doing when it is strength based. And you know that. You know those moments when you've got stuck doing something that you just loathe, that just terrifies you, and you're not energized by that. That's exhausting. Just like it would be exhausting to me to try to go make a whole lot of friends in this room. I mean, that just, that room today would be horrible. Working off of your strengths builds your confidence. It allows others to see your confidence. So that's really important too. Being able to portray and show that confidence in what you're doing in a strength-based manner. It will make you feel more satisfied in your job. And again, that's the great thing about this business, is that we can completely tailor our business to our strengths. So you should be able to build a business in a way that you are satisfied and you are happy and you are enjoying growing this business every day. If you have parts of building this business that you hate, then you're not going about them in a strength-based way. If there's something that you're doing that you just loathe about network marketing and about building a team and about engaging with your friends and doing all of that, then you're not building based on your strengths. And you really need to sit down and reevaluate that part of your business and how it can be done in a different way. The greatest thing about this business is the partnerships and the one plexus of it. I actually had a girl, Marcy Chang, who was in our 7-day challenge. Some of you saw that she just added that she had a new ambassador who joined from that. She's not on our team. She is a friend who's on a different leg of Haley's team, and she had asked me to be in our challenge, and I said sure, and so she's in there. She actually sent me a message. She's like, your team is so awesome. They're so welcoming. They're so great. She was so excited that you all welcomed her right in. But doing a 7-day challenge wasn't a strength for her, and so she was able to partner with me in being able to do that. And it's just that one plexus. If there's something that you really, really struggle with, find somebody to partner with you in that. If you have a really hard time engaging with people, find somebody to help you learn how to do that a little better, or learn how to do that in a different way. Reach out to me. If there's something you loathe in this business, this was the point, then reach out to your upline or reach out to me and see if there's a different way that you can go about doing that, because that's just no good, and it doesn't have to be, because we are in a business where we can be strength-based. When you're working in your strengths, you will see that you grow faster and that you achieve more. You'll be more engaged in your work, and then you will just be happier. It'll be a better fit. We're supposed to be spending at least 80% of our time in our strengths. So we can't just say, oh, well, I don't like doing taxes, so I'm just not going to do them this year. Or, I don't like paying bills, so I'm just going to stop doing that. For me, it would be, I don't like doing laundry, and I don't like feeding my kids every day. But guess what? Oh, and the dishes. I really have a long list of things I have to do every day that I don't like, but that's the 20%. You have to do some of that. So it's kind of like the healthy eating. 80% of what you put in your body should be the good stuff. 80% of what you're doing with your day and in your business needs to be the stuff that's built on your strengths. And then 20% is, yeah, I've got to get this done. I got to get this done. I do have to pay my taxes and pay my bills and, that kind of garbage. And then the last thought on all of this is help your teammates to do the same thing. Help your teammates to make sure that they are building a business in a way that is structured for their strengths, not your strengths. And that's hard, because naturally we train someone in a way that is based on what's worked for us. It's the same as how I train people to take the products, is how it's worked for me. It's the same as how I train somebody naturally to work the business, is how the business has worked for me. Just like my husband was saying, well, all you have to do is pick up the phone and call 5 people a day, because that's what he would do. Where instead we really have to look at who that person is and ask them, what are some of your strengths? What are some of your weaknesses? And then say, okay, we're going to build this business based on your strengths. And so let's start to build, in a way that you're comfortable with. If you're one who loves to get on the phone, we're going to get on the phone with people. If you're one who loves to, engage in social settings, then I'm going to teach you all the different places that you can go and the different ways that you can engage with people in social settings. So building a team that's going to be energized and excited about what they're doing in the way they're doing it is going to help you too, because that's going to grow your business in huge ways as well. So That's the John Maxwell way of strength-based leadership, strength-based growth. And I think it's huge. I think it's really, if you really start to do this, then it's a huge mindset shift that can help you in huge ways. So I hope after this call, maybe not directly after it, but after the call at some point, I hope you really will consider that list of things that you do every day and how you can be doing that based on your strengths and really focusing on growing yourself in your strengths. When you're talking about reading books to help you grow, when you're talking about watching trainings to help you grow, look for trainings and books that are going to help you grow in your strengths, because that's where the real value comes in. Your weaknesses are always going to be weaknesses. It just is who it, what it is. And yes, they will get a little stronger over time, but they're never going to be, your home run hit for you in this business or in life. They're just not. So that's that, y'all.